Indians have been taking their eye out on Turkey and Azerbaijan for supporting Pakistan in the recent border conflict by cancelling their travel plans and tickets to the two countries. But even the biggest deshbhakt around was a bit befuddled when MakeMyTrip, India's biggest travel booking site, said that it had seen 250% cancellations by Indian tourists. How? If all people who booked cancelled, we would call it 100% cancellations, right? Then how can there be 250% cancellations? This question rang out across social media through Wednesday and Thursday, and confused, The Week reached out to travel industry professionals as well as MakeMyTrip itself for clarification. Well, guess what? A spokesperson for MakeMyTrip explained it to me. The figure of 250% was reached at taking an average of all cancellations. Well, all cancellations would be a limit of 100%. Here, what is being referred to is that the volume of cancellations is in proportion to previous, perhaps an average rate of cancellation that has grown exponentially. Now, to put this in simple terms, yes, if all the people who booked cancelled, it will mean 100%. But what MakeMyTrip means is the increase in frequency or proportion of cancellations. To make this even simpler, if one person had cancelled a ticket last week, by this week, the number of people cancelling had become 250. In other words, a cancellation rate of 250%. This is a percentage that's bound to go up now, that both Azerbaijan and Turkey have reiterated their support to Pakistan, with traders demanding a travel ban and even trade and business boycott of the two outliers. Now the big question, can an India tourism boycott affect these countries? Let's look at the numbers. Nearly 3 lakh Indian tourists visited Turkey last year, but that's less than 1% of the total 6 crore tourists the country gets every year. The biggest loser actually would be an Indian company, Indigo, for whom its code share agreement with Turkish Airlines is the artery connecting it to the lucrative European and North American market. Also, don't forget, India has more than $10 billion trade with Turkey, and 1 or 2 lakh travelers cancelling their plans will hardly make a dent. But when it comes to Azerbaijan, it's a different story. The number of visitors from India to Azerbaijan went up from just 60,000 in 2022 to approximately 2.5 lakh last year. Out of the total 14 lakh tourists the country gets, India is the third biggest source country. And Indians are high spenders while traveling, with an average 1.1 lakh rupees spent on a typical trip to Azerbaijan. Now you do the math.